In this lesson, we are going to learn how we can check if a user is already logged into the application or not. In a real application, you may not want the user to be presented with the login page if they are already logged into the application. So before you present the user with a login page, you might want to check if the user is already logged into the application or not, and Firebase allows you to do that. When a user is logged into the application using the Firebase SDK, the information about the currently logged in user is stored locally on the device, in this case, the browser. And when the user reopens the application, you can check this information, and if the information looks good, you can consider that the user is already logged in and grant them access. With Firebase authentication and Firebase SDK, this is very easy to implement. So let's see how we can do this. So here we are back inside Visual Studio Code, and what I want to do is, as soon as this page is loaded, we want to check if a user is logged in or not. So inside the ng-on-init function, which is executed when this login page is completely initialized, we will use the Firebase SDK. So I'll just go ahead and type in firebase.auth, and on this you can use the function onAuth state changed. This function returns you a user if a user is currently logged into the application. Otherwise, it returns you null. So for now, we can just log this user object to the console and see what we get. And you can see that as the application refreshes in the browser, I get this object logged to the console, which contains the information about the user that I'm currently logged in with. However, you can see that I have not entered my email and password to log into the application. So this confirms that a user exists in the session, and we can consider this user that we have all this information for as the currently logged in user. So in an ideal application, if the user object here that we are logging to the console is not null, in that case you may want to navigate the user to the application. Otherwise, you may want to take them to the login page. So now that we know about signing up users, logging them in, and finding if a user is currently logged into the application using Firebase authentication, in the next video we'll get started with Cloud Firestore, and we'll learn how we can save data to Cloud Firestore.